But I mean, I think this is the players we have.
Oh, yep. We're about ready to go.
All I need is a map of my fist all over this whiny booger's face.
I'm going to reshare these maps just to make sure we've got them.
Need my glasses.
There we go. Okay, so we are split up just a little bit. Let's see. So we've got, now was Susie with you?
Yeah, she was with me.
Clean the screen.
Okay, so she's taking care of you down there, and you just ran. Okay, so you just ran into this whiny dusk elf that just came over and started complaining to you and telling you all of his sad sob stories. And in the meanwhile, Thorin and Plaz were up there by the pool, and they had found this shrine up there. This shrine is the shrine was significant. They also had the gal. Now I gotta remember her name again. Boy, it's been a long time for me too. Just a second.
Last thing I remember, our halfling friend got a message on his earpiece and then left.
Kresk.
Clash sure does have a lot of effects on itself.
Okay, so yeah, let me explain a little bit more here going on. So up above you, there is a big, there's like a monastery, and as you've been talking around and asking the mayor here, the burgomaster, what that is up there, he has quite a story to tell you, but you haven't found that story yet. He told you a little bit about it, but there's probably more you can find out from him if you're interested in finding that out. Couple more things. Let's see.
You guys.
Irina is her name.
You guys hear Melvin's voice muffled?
Is my voice
I
muffled?
thought it was just me.
No, he's muffled.
I'm using
through a wet paper bag.
I'm using a different system, so let me see if I can fix it. Testing. Is that better?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah, much
Yes.
Ah, okay. Sorry about that. I can't hear myself.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
So
way better. Okay, so yeah, Irina.
Irina Kolyana. Yes, she's the one that's been traveling with you along with her brother, and you guys brought her over here to Kresk. And as you came up to this pool of water, she looked into this pool of water and she saw Sergei, the brother of the bad guy. What's his name? Man, I'm not doing well tonight.
Strahd van Zarovich.
That one. Strahd. Yeah, so the brother of Strahd, Sergei, she saw a vision of Sergei in the water, and the water reached up as though it were an elemental and took her hand, and she just about went in, but Thorin grabbed her and pulled her back and wouldn't let her go in.
Can we backtrack that and say I'll let it happen this time?
Well, let me just continue on with what's happened here. So an image appeared in the sparkling blue waters. It was a handsome youth of kind and noble visage, and the sadness in his eyes turned to sudden joy as he saw her, and he called her Tatiana. And he said, "It's been so long. Come, my love, let us be together at last." And she grasped, and she put her hand on her heart, and she called him Sergei. She said, "My beloved Sergei, in life you were a prince of man and faith, and we were to be married long ago, and has this blessed pool called your spirit to me? And she reached for the water, and the water came up as a hand. So you've pulled her back. But another significant thing has also happened here in this area. You've recognized the shrine as something important as well. And let me tell you a little bit about that. So this shrine contains a wooden statue. It's a bare-chested man. Paint is chipped and faded. It stands in kind of a gazebo with his arms outstretched as though he's waiting to be embraced. This statue is of a guy named Saint Markovia. And the legends of the town say that Saint Markovia had blessed this pool of water long ago. And the waters defy corruption and can help heal the spirit, is what the townspeople are telling you. And Thorin crashed again.
It so says like this little thing that says Fantasy Ground stopped working, and do you want to close the program or debug it?
I'm sorry. Are you on the most recent version of it?
Mm-hmm. It was working yesterday, fine.
Sorry.
Let me try. I'll open it up in Steam and see if that works.
So the townspeople also tell you that this pool in the past has had even greater powers, but now it's not very powerful anymore. The gazebo is pretty frail. It probably wouldn't take much more than a strong wind to knock it over, but there's surrounding trees and walls and cliffs around it that kind of keep it standing up. And the statue isn't Saint Markovia. He's the one that blessed the whole area, but the statue is a depiction of the Morning Lord, one of the two gods that the locals worship here. They worship the Morning Lord and they worship the Evening Moon Lady, whatever it was. I forgot. I'm gonna have to look that up again. I'm sorry. The other thing is, in your card reading, this place fits an exact description of one of the items that you were searching for in your card reading. And I think that's shared with you. Let me look. Yeah, your card reading from Madame Eva. So I'm sharing that with you now. Yes.
The green ones are the ones we've gotten done already, correct? Or is it the red ones?
I think the green ones.
The red ones are the ones you've actually done. Believe it or not.
The green ones are the ones that we can see by clicking on them, and the red ones we can't, so greens are the ones.
Okay, well, let's see.
Oh no, I know. You made a check mark. Like 3 and 4 have check marks. That's what
Yeah, that's it.
But for some reason, the one that says you found the sun sword on Madame his own sunny encampment, click on that, it won't open. Because it says that Curse of Strahd is not open.
We can't open the module.
Okay, well, let's see.
Oh, that's why, because it's a DM. It doesn't allow us to click that link.
Yeah, but the item is actually your sun sword that you have in your inventory.
Right.
So, and that should be openable.
Yeah, but what it's trying to do is pull it out of the module rather than. It depends on how you link. That's what. So no big deal.
Gotcha.
If I have it on my sheet.
So if I open up my items and go to Curse of Strahd, I should be able to find it and link it there. And maybe you'll see it this time. Anyway, as long as you can still see it, that's that's the important part.
Yeah, if I click it on my sheet, it does open it.
Okay, well, I stuck another link in there for Sunsword. Can you guys open that one?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Forget it then. Oh, make link shareable. Oh, and that turns it green. How clever.
There we go.
How clever. Okay. Now I understand what the green means.
Yeah, because it won't let players open anything out of the module. It assumes it's all secret information.
Right, unless I actually say, go ahead and share it.
Right. You can do that with pins.
I still have so much to learn about this.
Demos, how
We've been
goes
doing this
it?
for a year now, right? We've been together for a year.
Yeah.
Yes, we
September.
have.
The last
That's-
line of Fendo.
That's pretty awesome. Okay, so
yeah, I'm well. I'm
look in
hoping you're well
Madame
as well.
Eva's
Wow,
prophecies.
there's a lot of wells.
That number 1 pretty much fits this area. It says, look to the west, find a pool blessed by the light of the white sun, and that's exactly what this is. So this is where you're going to have to search for the other treasure that you're looking for here. She says it tells of history, knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. So several things happening here. All at the same time. And Thorin, I think you're the one that's kind of with what's her name again? And
Yeah,
she's
Irina.
crying about Sergei, and I remember she was crying about him, and she wanted to go to him, and you were holding her back. And
I take
lot
her
of
hand and I
wells
swirl
are
it in the
good.
water.
Okay. Okay, the vision reappears, and Sergei shows up and asks if she wants to be with him. And again, she's just overwhelmed, and she has become Tatiana. It's apparent now that this girl, Ileana or Irina or whatever her name was, is actually the spirit of Tatiana, the lover of Sergei, and the woman whom Strahd killed Sergei for. So Strahd had actually killed his brother because he was so infatuated with this woman. And Sergei draws her into the water, and her body disappears as though it was a spirit. And at that same time, you hear, and also Rurik and Rurik and Susie, and you two also, you hear this huge clap of lightning, and it's coming from the direction of the Castle Ravenloft. Huge lightning, and the skies start to gather dark, and the winds start to blow across the entire land.
Whoa.
And something significant has happened. Yes.
You know, Plaz, the dwarf's gonna think we're crazy when we explain what happened.
I think he already thought we were crazy, so it's not gonna really matter that much. But I say we should get over there before bad weather.
Is there anything left for after Tatiana disappeared?
Anything left of her?
Like what you said, there was supposed to be some kind of artifact or something left here. Is there anything I noticed?
No, you are. Well, Torm is drawn to the holiness of the statue, and he basically says, "Hey guys, there's something underneath this thing," but in order to get it, you're going to end up destroying the gazebo, and the townspeople are probably going to be pretty angry with you if you do that. So you have to figure out what you want to do with that idea. And in the meanwhile, we'll go back over to Rurik, talk about what's happening with this Dusk Elf that's happened over there. Rurik, you've got an interesting situation going on. And it's going to take me a second.
Really interesting to me.
I don't know. Let's see if it is.
I know Shanae was very, very, in tune to this crying dusk elf. I, on the other hand, sat on the other side of the bridge, harumphing.
Well, maybe this won't really work without her being here. I don't know.
A rum thing. That's funny.
Go ahead, go back to them. That's fine. I'm actually enjoying listening to the story at the moment.
Okay. So back to you guys. Yep, skies are growing darker, but and this artifact apparently is somewhere underneath this shrine in here.
Can I use Druidcraft to coax some kind of plant or vine or something to raise the statue up?
I like your idea. Why don't we try it?
Well, then I will try that.
Is there such a thing as a Druidcraft check?
Well, it's a cantrip, so...
Yeah, I was just wondering if there was a way to use the dice to tell how successful it might be.
Nature.
But yeah, why don't you do that? Sure, let's do a nature check and have you go ahead and cast your spell. Oh.
Well, I rolled it in the dice tower too, so because I didn't want to look, because that's a damn check.
Let's see a minute.
Be nice if it was a wisdom check.
Yeah, that didn't work. We're gonna have to think of something else.
Because it says you can instantly make a flower bloom, a seed pod open, or a leaf bud bloom. But I guess I'm trying to do something a little bit more powerful.
Yeah, in this case, you're trying to find something under the ground. You're not exactly sure where it is, but it's somewhere underneath that shrine. And you've got to figure out how to locate it. And maybe there's other things that you can do as a druid.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if I can do any kind of plant growth as a ritual.
Or speak with worms. I don't know.
I can speak with plants.
Oh, there you go.
You don't have beast speech?
Yeah, wait a minute, beast speech. Yeah, I have beast sense. Where is it? Speak with animals. That's a ritual. Speak with plants is not a ritual. I have to actually have that memorized. But I can speak with animals, but I don't think that would help.
Do you speak with plants? Do you have that one?
I have plant growth, but I don't have that memorized.
Well, you probably have some time to do a ritual if you want.
Oh no, there goes Fantasy Ground. Stop working again.
Oh no.
Since I'm an a-hole as far as being a game master, be very careful with Speak with Plants because you'll get like 1,000 screams and then you find out that you're standing on the grass and you're hurting them.
Nice. Fantastic.
Just like you did with my medicine check.
Yeah. Not my fault you rolled 1.
I swear to God, guys, he's alive!
Well, let's see. Your connection's lost. Waiting for reconnect. And you're gonna try speak with animals. Are you gonna try speak with plants?
Well, it's not a ritual, so I have to wait 8 hours to memorize it.
Oh gosh. Any other ideas, anybody?
Well, we're just gonna have to either lift up this statue and destroy it.
Can we? I was gonna say.
By the way, Rob, thank you for talking because Tebow and Melvin both sound like robots to me. And I'm like, must be my connection. You talked and you're clear as a bell. So I'm like, okay, it's not my connection.
Still sound like a robot, huh?
You
Is
mean
this
like
any better?
their voices are modulated like a robot?
Yeah, they're cutting in and out on me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not happening to me. I thought maybe you were speaking to the personalities, like talk like robots. I am Tebow. I am Melvin. I am a
No.
robot. No, I don't hear them cutting in and out, so maybe that's a fun.
Do I sound okay now?
You sound fine to me.
Yeah, you sound fine.
You sound okay.
Okay.
How dare you?
Just attribute it to the weirdness of this day. Okay. Well, any other ideas, guys?
I don't. I'm tapped out of can't do the speaking or have grass yell at us.
Okay, so this is a 12-foot statue. It looks like it's made out of wood because the paint's all chipped and everything. If you try, I'll have both of you do a strength check, and we'll take the average of that and see how it works. If you want to try tipping it over,
Okay.
tipping it back. If you fail the strength check, it'll fall and probably get damaged. If you're successful, then you can tip it back while and balance it while somebody looks underneath it. Maybe that'll work.
Can I meld into stone? Because I can cast that as a ritual.
What is it? Meld into stone?
Yep. There, I just linked the spell.
You just want to cast a spell, don't you?
Yeah, he does.
Well, I don't want to destroy the statue because my strength sucks too, so...
Well, but I've got a pretty good strength. I got 18.
Yeah, I think the strength check is probably the best bet.
Yeah,
Melding into stone, this is wood, so it's not stone, so I'm not sure it's going to work very well.
Oh, the statue's made of wood?
Yeah. So go ahead, Thorin, give me a strength check as well. We'll take the average.
Well, if I'm assisting him, he would just get advantage.
Okay.
So
We'll do it that way. We'll take the 15. That's successful. All right, so you're able to pull the statue back, and underneath it, you find a cloth sack in a stone box that the statue was covering.
Okay, well,
And
yeah, have Thorn take that out, and then when he takes it, I'll put the statue back.
Okay. So Thorin grabs the cloth sack, I believe, right?
Yep.
And you tip the statue back into place. Congratulations.
I open up the cloth, see what's in it.
Yep, I'm getting it for you right now.
Better not be Strahd's sex toy.
Inside the cloth, you find this.
It's a book.
It is.
It's a loading screen.
It's a loading screen.
Does anyone in the party have a key?
It is bound.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
it's bound in leather, thick leather cover with steel hinges and fastenings. Pages look like they're made of parchment. They're very brittle, and it is really old.
Does it actually have a lock on it like that shows?
The description doesn't say that it's locked.
Okay, we'll open it.
Yep.
Okay, so stains and age have made most of it illegible because it's so old. But several paragraphs remain intact and readable. I'm going to share those with you right now. It's actually kind of difficult for me to read it, but here it comes. The first one says, I am the ancient, I am the land. My beginnings are lost in the darkness of the past. I was the warrior, I was good and just. I thundered across the land like the wrath of a just God, the wrath of a just God. But the war years and the killing years were wore down my soul as the wind wears stone into sand. All goodness slipped from my life. I found my youth and strength gone, and all that I had left was death. My army settled in the valley of Barovia and took power over the people in the name of a just God, but with none of the God's grace or justice. I called for my family, long unseated from their ancient thrones, and brought them here to settle in the castle Ravenloft. They came here with a younger brother of mine, Serge. He was handsome and youthful. I hated him for both. From the families of the valley, one spirit shone above all others, a rare beauty who was called perfection, joy, and treasure. Her name was Tatiana, and I longed for her to be mine. I loved her with all my heart. I loved her for her youth. I loved her for her joy. But she spurned me. Old One was my name to her, elder and brother also. Her heart went to Serge. They were betrothed. The date was set. With words she called me brother, but when I looked into her eyes, they reflected another name, death. It was the death of the aged that she saw in me. She loved her youth and enjoyed it, but I had squandered mine. The death she saw in me turned her from me, and so I came to hate death, my death. My hate is...
What a bitch.
Yeah.
My hate is, and then he stopped writing. Oh, I know. I flipped the paper over.
Okay, good. Page 2.
Alright, turn the page.
Oh, there we go. I was joking. That's awesome.
My hate is very strong. I would not be called death so soon. I made a pact with death, a pact of blood. On the day of the wedding, I killed Serge, my brother. My pact was sealed with his blood. I found Tatiana weeping in the garden east of the chapel. She fled from me. She would not let me explain, and a great anger swelled within me. She had to understand the pact I made for her. I pursued her. Finally, in despair, she flung herself from the walls of Ravenloft, and I watched everything I ever wanted fall from my grasp forever. Hang on. It was 1,000 feet through the mists. No trace of her was ever
I have
found.
some nice gear, and I'm a
Not
smart
even
gamer.
Not even I
Thank
know
you.
her final fate. Arrows from the castle guards pierced me to
Yeah, that
my
sword's
soul,
pretty
but
sweet.
I did not die, nor did I live.
That's the
I
sword I'm going to
became
shove up
undead
Strahd's ass.
forever.
Brothers.
I have studied much since then. Vampire is my new name. I still lust for life and youth, and I curse the living that took them from me. Even the sun is against me. It is the sun and its light that I fear the most, but little else can harm me now. Even a stake through my heart does not kill me, though it holds me from movement. But the sword, that cursed sword that Serge bought, I must dispose of that awful tool. I fear and hate it as much as the sun. I have often hunted for Tatiana. I have even felt her within my grasp, but she escapes. She taunts me. She taunts me. What will it take to bend her to love me? I now reside far below Ravenloft. I live among the dead and sleep beneath the very stones of this hollow castle.
Did you read
despair.
this before, Melvin, or are you just reading it cold now?
I'm reading it cold now.
You are amazing, because I cannot read that. I mean, I can read it when you say it, and then it becomes clear to me, but if I was reading it, I'd be stumbling and stammering.
I can't read that cursive at all.
I live among the dead and sleep beneath the very stones of this hollow castle of despair. I shall seal shut the walls of the stairs that none may disturb me. So,
now we know where he is.
Yes, now you know a lot, actually. And so another thing that happens here is as you're reading, you also see kind of into the past, a bit of a vision. And you see this very, very handsome looking general of armies. And he has come into this valley and taken it over. And he's taken over Castle Ravenloft, which was owned by another family. and he destroyed that other family and took over the Castle Ravenloft. And you see another vision, and this one is of the same guy coming into a town. And as he comes into the town, he sees almost homeless people. Most of the villagers have almost, very little. And then he comes up to through the town. As he comes through the town, he comes up to the burgomaster's home, and the burgomaster's home is huge, and full of riches. And the burgomaster comes out with his counselors, and this handsome man here, he asks for taxes of the town. And the burgomaster says, yes, my lord, right away. And he sends his counselor back into the home to bring out the taxes of the town. Every year, these taxes are collected by Strahd from each of these towns in each of these areas in Barovia. And so the clerk comes out with the taxes, and he brings them up to Count Strahd. And Count Strahd has his money lenders, money misers, look through it and see how much was there, and he asks them if everything is accounted for. And they explain to him that there is not much here, that this money is not right, that there should be a lot more here. And Strahd asks the burgomaster why it's not correct. And the burgomaster begins coming up with all sorts of excuses. He says, well, it was a hard year. We've had a tough time. We've had a really hard time this year. And the townspeople, we just haven't had so much. We've had bad weather and bad crops. And he goes on and on and on to explain these things. Count Strahd turns to his money masters and he says, is this true? Can you account for this money through these problems that they've had? And the money master says, no, Count Strahd. He says, we've accounted for all of that, and there should still be substantially more in here. And so Count Strahd walks over to the burgomaster, and he starts ridiculing him for taking from the poor, and for having such a lavish home, and for having such beautiful things while the rest of his town is suffering with hunger and with poverty. And he tells the count, pretty soon the burgomaster's now sweating and a little bit worried about what's going to happen, and Count Strahd tells him to take off his clothes. And he makes him kneel down. And by this time, all the townspeople have gathered around, and they're all watching to see what's going to happen. And he makes the burgomaster strip down to his underwear and kneel on the ground. And the money misers, they take the clothing and the riches from the burgomaster. And then he has one of his army generals come over, and he, without any warning, beheads the burgomaster of the town. And this Count Strahd tells everybody in the town, he says, I will be fair, but I will not tolerate dishonesty among our leaders. And he says, choose among you a man who is trustworthy, and he shall be your burgomaster. And then they leave. And from that point forward, each of these towns begins to get rid of their corruption and start working hard to please Count Strahd. And so you've seen this vision, and this vision is showing you what this man was like in his past. It's showing you what he did and who he was. And it's showing you that this is a guy who, he truly did live to serve the people and to be righteous, in his own way, and honest, and demand honesty from his leaders and things like that. You see another vision, and in this vision, you see a young lady running up to the castle tower, to the Ravenloft castle, and you get the feeling that this is after everything else has happened, because the castle is now dark, and the castle is it's filled with evil smells and death. And as she comes up to the castle, you see a formation of a man appear in front of the gates of the castle. And the man is obviously the same person, Strahd. And Strahd says to her, "Don't you know that it is death to come here?" And she begins crying and she says, "I'm sorry, my lord, I didn't know what to do." She said, "There are some bandits along the road of Old Salvage Road." And she said, "And those bandits have taken my brothers and I don't know where they are. And I didn't know what else to do." She said, "The burgomasters have nothing, they can't help me." She said, "The only thing I could think of was to come to you." And this Count Strahd, now a vampire, he takes pity on her and he tells her to go and wait inside the castle, the gate house of the castle. And he says, "Don't come out until I return." And so she goes into the castle, and not the castle, but she goes into the gatehouse of the gates there at the castle, and she waits for a few hours, and pretty soon he comes back, and he says, "Go back to your town in Barovia." He says, your brothers have been found, and they're there." And she bends her knee and thanks him and bows to him and is just very grateful to him, and he allows her to leave unharmed. And she returns to her village and she finds the brothers, and they have this amazing tale to tell her about the deaths of the bandits that were attacking them and that had stolen their goods and that had kidnapped these two brothers. And they have amazing stories to tell about how all of these bandits died at a very horrible hand of death. And so from these visions that you get, you start to see a little bit of this character of Strahd and who he is. And these visions start coming from the book, and the book gives you this feeling that you kind of understand this guy and you understand who he is. And okay, I'm done with my narrative now.
Hey, Chris, thanks for the host.
Nice monologue.
Yeah, we need to go. Well, I mean, obvious though.
Yeah.
I'm more confident now about.
Okay. Let me turn over to the story that you need to hear now, because you're in the middle of another story, and I really do need to get this one to you. It's not something I can just share with you. I need to actually explain it, so just give me a moment. I've got to look this up. Talk amongst yourselves.
Does anybody have a plan other than go to the castle now and get this guy?
I don't know. Torm, what do you think?
Good question.
I say we do it.
No, you have to. You have to do it.
Double click on my character sheet. Oh,
yeah, you have to do it this way. You have to say, Melvin, is it okay if I answer these guys first?
It sounds like a good plan to me. I don't. Now I have to hear him because now I can't do the impression.
Melvin, can you tell me that whole story again so that way I can make a decision?
Okay,
nope.
Thank you.
Susie just rolled over from a dead sleep and goes, "Quit picking on Charles."
I miss Charles.
Alright, I guess me and Plaz are gonna decide to go meet up with Rurik and discuss, tell him everything that happens.
Yeah,
even though he's gonna think we're crazy.
Yeah, but can we bring the book with us, and then we can at least show them. Yeah, and then we'll show them that we got that and read it and all that.
I don't read Coven. Read it to me.
Oh, I forgot. I don't know how to read now.
We're illiterate now.
The hell is
Oh, you guys are too funny.
Channel Divinity? Oh, Sacred.
Yeah, I guess we go over to him, which is like 10 miles down the damn road.
Okay, yeah, this is just going to take me another minute to figure this out. I'm actually having to open the book because looking through it through Fantasy Grounds is almost impossible.
You must finish a short rest or long rest. Use your Channel Divinity again. Okay. When you use your Channel Divinity, you choose which option to use. Good. Okay, so you can use that one for rest. That's what I.
So, Plaz, how do you get that nice shine on your scales?
Oh, that's.
You don't shine them at all?
Oh no, not at all. That's just good old mom and dad.
We know you buff your scales.
How dare you? Yeah, one.
New Bahamut wax.
Bahamut wax.
wax.
Brilliant.
Oh, that's awesome.
What if I?
Do you have any people in your stream right now?
I have two. Yeah. By the way, I'm not channeling divinity.
Yeah, I know, you're just practicing.
I'm messing with my character sheet because I have two options for channel divinity. Currently only.
Yep.
So when I check one, I have to pretty much.
Yep. Same thing with clerics.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
Because they can use it to either heal somebody, or depending on what tree they are, or turn undead.
If I turn undead, can I turn back?
I'll allow it.
We will get Plaz to revivify you.
Okay, so Casimir, Rurik, this is this mutilated and grief-stricken dusk elf that comes to you, and he has a little bit of a story to tell you as well. He explains to you that he has been around for centuries. He's lived for centuries in this land under the rule of Strahd, and his people was on the verge of being annihilated by Strahd's armies when they surrendered to him. And Strahd didn't leave very many survivors, but he left them to the mercy of the Vistani, and they bore them to the valley of Barovia, where they've lived ever since, by the Vistani. You guys met them before. You met them when you found the little girl that turned out to be the one that should be with you when you see Strahd. And so you're going to have to figure out how to get her and how to have her with you when you confront Strahd in the end. This guy's name is Casimir Velikov, and he explains to you a bit more about the Dusk Elves and what happened to them. And he says that his sister was convinced that she was the concubine of Strahd. She believed that she was his bride. And Casimir and his fellow Dusk Elves, instead of allowing her to run to Strahd and to become a part of his vile evilness, they stoned her to death. And Strahd had planned on having this female Dusk Elf as one of his brides. And he was so angry with the Dusk Elves, with all of them, for having stoned his sister to death. That Strahd actually had all of the women in the Dusk Elf tribe killed. And Casimir's ears were cut off to punish him for instigating the stoning. And now he wears a cowl over his head to cover that mutilation. And as he's explaining to this, he says, but there's a reason I'm telling you this. There's a reason I need to explain this to you. He says, my sister, her name was Patrina, and she speaks to me in her dreams. And every night as I sleep now, and it started just recently, he says, every night she keeps telling me how the years of her guilt and regret have dispelled all of the evil from her mind, and it's cleansed her tortured soul. But Casimir himself, he remains unconvinced about this, because he knows that Strahd corrupted Patrina, and he led her down a path of evil and deceit. And for that reason, Casimir wants to see the vampire destroyed, so that his sister can be rescued from her eternal damnation. So, this is the story that Casimir is giving to you, Rurik, while you sit on the bridge. And although you didn't want to hear it, he explained it to Susie. And I guess you're listening in. And so now you have to decide whether you're interested or not.
I look at him. I look at Shanae. I look back towards Kresk. And I point my finger towards Kresk. The one you want to speak to is that way. He's a cleric. He's about yay tall. Now, dwarf, you be nice to him. Listen.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Beautiful.
And we'll carry on for a while.
The reason
Okay,
we're
so you
laughing
two
is he's
carry on
doing an
back and
impression
forth
of
for a
Susie,
while.
his
All
wife,
right.
who plays that character, but she's not here today. Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious.
Anyway, so this Dusk Elf offers you his services, and he tells you that he has some secrets that he can share with you that will help you to defeat this Strahd. And you will need to do this before you're able to confront him. So he explains a bunch of stuff to you, and he has more to tell you if you're interested.
Now you're speaking my language. You can tell me how to defeat the evil thing that is keeping everybody crazy, then I'm okay with that.
Okay. So then he goes on and he explains to you that there's this place called the Amber Temple. It's an ancient vault. It's hidden in the Barovian Mountains. And this is where Strahd forged his pact with death. And he discovered how to become a vampire. Casimir explains that he's been spying on this temple for years, but he needs somebody strong and adventurous to help him survive its perils. And he thinks that the secret to breaking Strahd's pact and freeing Barovia from its curse might be hidden there. But, more important, he believes that the Amber Temple also holds the secret to bringing back the ancient dead to life. And he wants to get his sister out of the clutches of Strahd, even though she's dead. So he thinks that he might be able to figure out how to restore Patrina to flesh and blood so that he can travel to Castle Ravenloft and end her torment. So he wants you to come with him to this Amber Temple and explore it and figure out its magic so that he can destroy Strahd.
I'm okay with that.
In the meanwhile, let's go back over to the pool. Okay, Thorn and Paz.
Traveling.
What are you doing now? Are you traveling?
Yeah, we will go
We're
to
trying
meet
to
up
get
at
to
Rourke.
Okay. Well, that story probably took a while, and you guys, let's see. Well, for the sake of simplicity, let's just assume we all got together again.
1d6, okay. Mm-hmm.
And you can share each other's stories and talk about what's happened and figure out what you want to do next.
You all heard the disembodied robot voice? That's what happened.
Since you've already heard each other's stories about everything, there's a few things that you still need to collect. There's more of the Vistani reading from Madame Eva that you need to fulfill, and now you've got this extra thing from this Casimir Velikov guy.
I don't like all the dialogue either, but
malformed.
That's because I'm a hack and stuff guy.
Dusk elf, and he wants you to go to this Amber Temple place, and he wants to take you there. What would you like to do next?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Eddie, explain how to get to the temple.
Okay, he says I'll lead you there. He says it's going to be very cold, and so he warns you that you probably want to have preparation for coldness.
Okay. I carry my own blanket. It's my beard, you see.
Okay. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to put a token on the map to represent the party. In a moment.
Make sure it's on the right layer.
Right. Actually, I've turned layers off. I got so tired of messing that up. Oh, here's a good one. P for party.
Whoa. We're going simple and clear. This is going to be kind of crazy.
Right. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we have to account for certain encounters along the way. And so what we'll do is I'm going to have Plaz, I'm going to have you roll a d20 in the dungeon tower, the dice tower. And what we'll do is we'll continue on this road and see if there's any problems as you go along.
Okay, so I gave you the first one.
Okay, so what we're going to do, as you go through the forest and along the road here and everything, for now it's going to be fairly safe, so about every 3 hexes, go ahead and roll it.
Okay, so I did it once.
3. Okay, one more time. Do it now.
Okay.
Beautiful. And again. Doing well. Nothing has come out of the woods to haunt you yet. But all this time, the skies are growing darker and darker. It's getting to be in towards the evening. And it's cloudy.
Oh. Yeah, we didn't move. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's freezing up on me.
Am I caught up, or do I need to roll one?
Yeah, just a moment. Okay, go ahead and roll again. And now, and nothing's happened or haunted you or came out of the woods or anything like that so far. But now you're starting to gain some elevation, and you notice that ahead of you there are these huge mountain called Mount Gacus. You can see it down in the distance there. But as you start coming through this area, it becomes a little bit barren, and there's actual snow in the mountains up here. You're doing great rolls. And he leads you along this road that's called Solenka Pass. Good job.
No enemies.
Yeah, you're doing great. You keep rolling ones. This is really funny.
Get them out of the way.
That's right. This is
At the bridge, we should probably bed down for the night.
and yes, it's now getting evening.
What's our final? Are we going here?
No, this isn't the end. You're gonna travel further. So
No, but I mean, I drew an arrow. Is that where we're going? There's a red arrow there.
Yeah, that's roughly the area.
However,
You're getting here to Solenka Pass, and this is the bridge area. You see down below you, you see a lake called Luna Lake, and the road has been curving and climbing. It's been making lengthy switchbacks to this edge of this mountain, Mount Gacus, and the air is growing colder and colder. Patches of snow are becoming more and more frequent. And this is a gravel road that you're traveling on now. This mountain climbs to great heights. In just a moment. And as you come to the bridge, just as it's starting to turn night, and begin to think about making camp, you see this creature of unearthly size. It's a bird. It's so monstrous that the wings are blotting out the sky.
Shenene, put it away! I'm not riding the damn bird!
I'm going to share a vision of this with you. You're going to love it. It is a huge bird.
Is that a rock?
It's a huge bird.
All I have is a loading screen, so I can't make any comment yet.
Yeah, I'm watching your stream, so I can see loading forever.
And it flies overhead, and it lets loose a terrible shriek and flies back up to the mountain.
I say,
Caca. It's a big bird.
So now you can decide, do you want to camp for tonight?
Now that the
Yes.
bird has spotted us and gone off to tell its friends.
Now that you've seen that.
Are there? I would say we should, but we should maybe find a under the trees or any kind.
Okay.
Oh,
You know, someplace not out in the open.
So perhaps you back up a little bit and go back into the trees. Find a place to sleep there. Make camp.
sure.
Okay. What's your sleeping order?
I don't sleep. I'm a half elf.
Okay. what's everybody else's sleeping order? So you're going to stay awake and guard everything?
I'm gonna sleep and sleep and sleep until I can't sleep no more.
Oh, never mind. I don't have trance. I thought half elves didn't get trance. So I do get sleep.
I'll take the first watch.
Okay. The first watch goes smoothly.
I'm hiding in a bed or in a bush.
So the first 2 hours go smoothly. There's no other sign of the bird. There's no other sign of anything. Who will take the second watch?
I'll take a second.
Okay. The second watch goes smoothly as well. And now we're in the wee early hours of the morning. 2 a.m. Who's going to take this watch?
Shanae will.
Shanae will. Very awesome. She's the one that was turned into the skunk before last time she was on watch.
Mm-hmm.
I just remembered that. Okay, during this watch, during this part of the watch, nothing significant happens. However, she reports to you that she saw, or thought she saw, a wolf of unusual size peering through the trees.
That was just me relieving myself. Oh, I thought you were putting boobs on it and making a harpy.
Nope, just every once in a while, a little. If I've got no magic weapons that recently got to offer up to gods, then I just build a little.
And the last watch, we'll let Torm take that one.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Torm watches for the last couple hours of the wee morning and has nothing else to report. He did not see this big wolf, apparently, that Shanae might have seen. Right. And the dawn comes just before sunrise.
Yay.
Yay.
All right.
All right. Long rest.
And I'll give you a long rest. Yeah, I need to make sure that happens.
See my spell slot come back. Boom.
Successful long rest. Congratulations.
Yay.
Cool.
It's always nice when those don't get interrupted.
All right. It's time to break camp and.
Okay, now let me just talk to you guys about how you're traveling here. I don't remember. You're on horses, I think. Is that correct?
You know,
Does
I don't
everybody have?
remember.
Did everybody have a horse?
We either all had
I
them
do
or-
believe we were on foot.
Yeah,
We
I
do
don't-
have that flying bird thing.
I don't
Right,
remember
Shanae has a
having
flying
horses.
bird. Shanae had a flying bird, and you had some horses that you took from the winery.
We took horses from the winery, and I can conjure animals, so I can conjure horses for us if we need.
And didn't somebody have a mule that they bought for like luggage? Wasn't that you, Rurik? Didn't you buy a mule? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I know I bought something at some point in time and we ended up losing it, so I don't remember.
Okay.
You know, we have that giant bird rock thing, but that's kind of seems like it's cheaty using that thing to fly anywhere.
Okay, so as you get closer to the bridge, then we'll just continue on our path here. As you get closer to this bridge, you see that you're coming up to the, I guess it's called the Eastern Arch. And one of the statues on the top of this arch has crumbled, leaving only the hindquarters of the horse intact. And the mountain pass continues up beyond. There's an arch. It has a 10-foot square guard posts. There's one on each side of the bridge, and both of the rooms are empty. And as you begin to cross over the bridge, you see that there's a low wall that it encloses the stone bridge, and it's fallen away in a couple pieces, but the bridge appears to be intact. And there's a black cloaked rider on a charcoal-colored horse, and he's guarding the middle of the bridge. Just a moment, I'm going to share another map with you. Tell me if everybody's got that now.
Yep.
I have a loading screen, yes.
Yep, me too.
Perfect. That'll give me time to put the characters on the screen. Perhaps.
Haha, I see a map.
Okay, so you see out in the middle of this bridge, there's a black cloaked figure that's out there.
Is it Strahd? Kill him.
It definitely looks like this person that you've seen before. Strahd von Zarovich.
Really?
Yes. Just a moment, let me get a token out there for it. And he's on a horse. And as you approach, this figure warns you to stay away. Just gonna use a token.
Are we gonna rush this guy? What are we gonna...
I don't know, your large scaly butt is in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm just asking because I'll go first.
You're the one with the sun sword.
Okay, I'm gonna bust out my sun sword and just run at him.
Okay. So go ahead and move your token as you would, as you're planning on doing here. Everybody roll initiative, please. And we'll let Plaz go first. Let's see, I need to get rid of Davian Mardukov. He's in there. Okay, Shanae and Torm will just stay at the very end. Okay, Plaz, so you run forward, you rush forward with your blazing sword, and as soon as you get to him and you strike, it disappears. It's just a vision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I figured it was.
It was a grim warning to stay away and not proceed any further. But it just turns to ash and it blows away in the wind.
Okay.
500 feet below you is the Luna River. It's almost barely visible through the fog there. It's slippery in a few places, but the bridge is pretty safe to cross. It feels pretty sturdy. Once you get to about right where the vision was, you probably want to stay over to the right-hand side as you're crossing. And you can see that pretty clearly without any kind of a skill check.
Okay, so when we proceed across the bridge,
Right.
and if we can make it across,
Yep, you make it safely. In fact, all of you do. The snowy pass comes to a gorge. Let's see.
Is it gorgeous?
It was gorgeous.
because
Yep.
you said board. Okay, so two-handed. Only do reroll 2. So, so
And the wind is howling and it's biting. It's very, very cold as you travel through here.
yes, I have a sheet.
There is nothing
Not
else
even
I was going to do with
Getting
this
that
map.
fucking
So
anyway.
This
Never
map
getting
is a
that.
red herring.
Bullshit. Okay. Fight with a shield.
yes, as you continue further down, let me just move everybody for
Here's
you.
the thing. Can I change that? Great weapon fighting. Can I change that, or do once I pick it at my screen? And you adopt a style of fighting. Choose one of the following. You can't take a fighting style,
I'm going to open a little more of the map here.
but I can change it. Anybody know that? Who's in the stream that knows if I can change that or not? I'm not going to get the
Maybe.
benefit of great weapon fighting with a shield I've had for 6 levels.
You see up ahead of you, there is a big gatehouse with a portcullis on it, and there's a guard tower to the side.
Is that arrow something that you drew, or something?
It's actually part of the map. It's showing what you would see if you went into those areas.
Oh, right. So it's like another map. Okay.
It's actually, I'll show it to you.
We're up on like a hill, right? A raised area of the road.
Yeah. Let me just show you the entire map. It doesn't make any sense to hide this.
The northeastern
Hey,
section
John,
looks like
you
it goes
can't hear me
downhill,
well? That's
where
not
the
good.
southwestern section looks like it goes uphill.
Is anyone else having? I can.
Yeah, so what this is showing you is it's showing the horses that are on top of the western arch and the horses that were on top of the eastern arch and all of that.
Okay. Those are just different levels of the tower.
It's showing.
Yes, and you can see the side view as you approach this tower. You can see it's
Can you hear
it's way up there. And you can see these figures standing on top of the tower, and on top of the gate there, the gatehouse, you can see horses, or some kind of demons or something that's kind of standing over there guarding this gatehouse that's there. As you approach closer,
Christ, it's gonna. Now you guys are gonna hear it over and over.
I'm going to try to approach you closer.
Maybe my mic wasn't turned up enough. There, how we go? Baby up. Turn it
And I
up.
think we had Plaza up in front. And Torm is actually on the road.
Yeah, I'm in front.
Okay. As you get closer, you see that there's a very
maybe my mic
large
just wasn't
green
up enough,
curtain
so I
of
turned it up a
flame
little more.
in front of this portcullis gatehouse here.
Turn it up to 70.
And as you look up on the top,
75.
those really are demon statues. They look like Vrox, which is a type of demon. And they are up on top of
Let me
this.
know if that's better. My voice is louder now.
They look like they're petrified. They look like they're made of stone on top of this gatehouse here. And the curtain of flame.
Oh, right. Sure that works.
It fills this whole eastern archway of this gatehouse.
A lot for me to be doing.
That's a good idea, Thorn.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Okay.
So let's see. The DC
We're gonna
equals 10 plus your spell's level on a successful check. The spell ends.
Okay, let's see if you can get better than a 16.
Hey, they did fix it. It doesn't come up there twice anymore.
So what does your final score end up being?
Okay, any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability, which is 8 plus proficiency plus 4, so 5, 6, 7, so 17.
Perfect. So this green curtain dispels for you.
Oh no, so okay. You have to go to on.
However, the rocks do look threatening up on the top, and you also have this guard tower to the side. You need to decide what you want to do, if you want to investigate it or what you're going to do there. Up on the top, you see these 10-foot tall gold-plated statues, and they're all facing outwards. And each one of them, you can tell now, it looks like a female human knight holding a lance. The cold wind is stirring the snow.
We see those on top of the tower.
Yeah, you can see them up above you. You can see it in that map over down. There's a side view.
Yeah, I see
down.
it over there.
Yeah, they're females.
Well, I dispelled the green fire, gentlemen. Would you like to, and lady, would you like to travel through?
Yeah.
Aye.
Okay.
You first, Dragonborn.
All right. To the gate or to the tower?
Your choice.
Okay. I mean, sorry, Melvin. I forgot we were
No
banded.
problem.
I'm so used to being
Okay,
a
so
vile,
you-
nasty man. I'm gonna go all the way up to the front there and see if I can.
So the portcullis is closed here.
Okay. Do I see anything beyond it? Any personnel or anything?
You can just see that the path continues on up towards the mountain.
I attempt to lift the portcullis, thinking that of course it's just not locked or anything, and lift up.
Okay. So to your right, the ground falls away into fog. And to your left, the icy cliffs are rising sharply up towards the dark rolling clouds. Ahead, through the wind and snow, you can see the high wall of black stone lined with spikes and topped by, let's see, sorry, this is what you're seeing right here. Is you can see these, it's black stone and it's topped by these statues of demonic vultures with horned heads. And in the center of the wall is a closed iron portcullis. I'm just trying to read through this and see if there's anything else I need to know. On the other side of the dark wall, you can see the path continuing forward. But the portcullis is closed, and no amount of strength seems to budge it. It's not even moving at all.
Okay, ideas.
I'm gonna look for a lever or a crank or something to open the portcullis.
Okay, where are you going to look?
Yeah, we're gonna storm the castle.
Anywhere on this wall thingy.
Maybe I need to raise my voice more.
Yeah,
To
there's
check my volume again.
nothing along the gatehouse that shows any sign of opening this portcullis.
Yeah, we're gonna storm the castle.
Anywhere on this...
Well, that sounds like it's... Sounds to
Alright,
me like it's
then I will check that door on the tower.
Okay, the door is bound shut, but doesn't appear to be locked. It just seems to be perhaps barred from within. There is no lock on it.
We need somebody with some strength here to bash this door in.
It's iron-bound wood. Plaz, you want to help him?
Yep.
Okay, it's going to take an athletics check to get this thing open. And if you want some assistance, maybe everybody could assist you so you can get some advantage.
Okay, I have a +7 on my athletics, so I'll
There you go.
give it a
Plaz,
shot.
you have bear strength there, or bull strength.
What does bull strength do for him?
Advantage on strength checks.
No, so it's the same as being assisted?
Yep.
Okay.
Where do you... Oh, bull strength.
Yeah, I just cast enhance
Oh,
ability.
I was like, I don't understand what that is. You gave it to me? Okay.
Yep, it's enhance ability. I can do bear's endurance, bull strength, and all those other stuff. Cat's grace and all.
So how's a 26 do?
Does pretty well.
You strong like bull.
You get that door open. You force the door open, and inside you see a cold hearth standing across from the door, and the wind is howling down its chimney. There's a stone staircase on the south wall, and 3 windows look out over the fog.
No crank to open the portcullis anywhere?
That's all you see down here.
All right, up the stairs. Because we got to find a thing.
I'm gonna throw produce flame and start the fireplace.
Okay, so you get up to the upper floor, and Thorin tries the flame in the windy chimney. You doing this with magic or just with
Yeah, it's
tinder? Okay.
When I get to the top of the stairs, do I see any obvious portcullis controls?
Here's what you see.
Oh my god,
Yep.
here we go, here we go, here we go.
The upper floor is an ice box. It's like an ice box with windows set in almost every wall. And there's a rusted iron ladder bolted to the floor. And it's also bolted to the ceiling, and it leads up to a wooden trapdoor. And mounted above the stone hearth is a dire wolf's head. And the wind coming down the chimney howls, just like a wolf.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's alive.
Damn it, I wasted a 20 on a damn fucking fireplace.
I hope it's not alive.
Hey, language.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks for watching your language.
Yeah.
Okay. So Thorn, you're down on the first floor, and Plaz, you're on the second floor.
Yeah.
And Rurik, what are you doing?
I am going to go check out the east side of that portcullis gate, the part that goes down the hill. How steep is the hill?
Okay. Yeah, it just falls away into the fog. There is no way to climb around this thing.
Oh, I'm sure there's a way.
Was I able to ignite the fireplace at all?
Hey,
nope,
Paranormal,
the
did
wind
that
is too
tweet show up in
strong.
the stream? I didn't see it because I don't have
And you
the
don't have any
screen
fuel in there.
looking, but
Okay.
This place has been
I'm gonna read
abandoned
your
for
tweet.
a long time. Anything that used to be in the fireplace is
Toying
now
with the
completely
idea of
rotted
NPC.
and gone. Just dust.
How dark is it in here?
You can see because of the light through the windows. So it's not even dim light. It's
to Castle
moderate.
Ravenloft and to Barovia. I am Strahd.
Okay, I'll just follow
I
him
gotta
upstairs.
look at that later because I can't hear it
okay.
now.
So as you get upstairs, you see
That's
the
funny.
ladder in the middle of the room and is bolted to the floor and the ceiling,
did,
and then
okay,
there's a
cool.
trapdoor on the top.
I will take a look at that.
No crank in here, huh?
No crank in here. It looks like it's begging us to go up.
I guess so. You want to try that trapdoor since you got the bull strength?
Yeah, I'll go to the top of the ladder and just test to see if the trapdoor is going to open easily or if it's not going to open.
Okay, so as you get up to the top, you push the trapdoor open, and it's buried with snow, but you are able to get it open. And as you get to the top, is that what you were doing? I think.
Yeah,
right?
if I see that it's buried with snow, I'm going to assume that it's been closed for a while and hope that that means there's nobody at the top of this tower. I could be wrong, but if it will open, I'll push it open and climb up as fast as I can.
As you push it open, a bunch of snow falls down in your face.
Okay.
And it's very cold, and you can tell that it hasn't been touched for a long time. But as you climb up there and you look around, you see these gold-plated statues. There's 10 of them, and they're all facing outward. And each of them is, again, this female knight holding a lance. The cold wind is just stirring the snow all over the place. And under the snow, you can see human skeletons clad in rusty mail. I mean, they died up here. And you also see a lever.
I will pull the lever. Because
It's
why not?
stuck. Give me an athletics check.
Okay. No sound, no video. Is that?
It budges, but it's not quite there yet.
Yeah, my stream on
need some
my.
assistance.
I will. Stand by. Look and see if I got. Oh, I have a crowbar. No, I don't.
It just gives you advantage anyways, just same thing bull's endurance does.
I'll
or
say,
bull strength does.
come and help me wrench on this thing. We need to open that portcullis.
Yeah, it's definitely going to take more than one person.
Okay, so we'll do that. Is it the type of lever that like cranks, or is it like an up and down? I can like jump in the air and force all my weight onto it or anything like that?
No, it almost looks magical. It's just sticking out of the floor up there.
Oh, okay, so it's a Joker triple, one of those levers. Okay. You know what I was talking about. Let's see. Do I have any that can move that? Does anybody have magic that can move?
Is it one or two levers?
It's one lever, but it's going to take two people.
So we'll both grab it and lean into it. You know, pull back or whatever we have to do.
Okay. And the lever begins to move. The swirling snow assumes the form of thin young women, and the wind howls, "Begone! You don't belong here." And these snow forms take the shape of young women.
Run away.
And yeah, you might try that.
I don't like it. Out the window, am I able to see whether the portcullis opened or not?
So you're actually on the.
There's no window.
Yeah, you're on the very top.
Oh yeah, we're not. We're outside. So would I sense that worked, the lever, or
Oh,
I guess.
Yeah, you can go over and look at the gatehouse and see if it's opened. Yeah.
How many women do you do?
There's 6. Which is kind of funny because there's not enough squares for 6 people to even be up there. But yeah, there's six of these snow maidens that have formed.
Alright, I'm
On the
gonna
roof.
produce Force Flame in my main hand and Flame Blade in my offhand.
Now, you are quite outnumbered, and so you also have the option of just running away.
Fire.
Just think about that.
If
They haven't produced any threat at this point.
Well, that's why I'm just getting ready.
well, you're like standing, you're like on the top of the ladder or something.
Well, I was helping you with the leather, so I was wherever you were.
Well, yeah, I didn't know where the lever was. I had myself there, but I immediately want to go down the ladder, but not if he's in my way. I don't want to knock him down.
Yeah, I'm deliberately being a little vague on this.
I was just doing a reaction just in case they were attacking.
Okay, so if
Readying
they're
some spells.
forming and I see that, I'm gonna either go down the ladder or force him down the ladder and get out of here.
Okay, so Plaz rushes down the ladder. Thorin, are you going to follow him, or are you staying up there?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow him with my eyes on the women.
Okay.
As always.
Do you pull the trapdoor shut?
Yes.
Okay. You pull the trapdoor shut, and you rush down to the second level.
And I'll make an attempt to go all the way to the, all the way down.
Okay.
Hey, Blake C71, thanks for the follow, man.
There's no threat, apparently,
Appreciate
from
that, Blake.
these snow creatures.
All right, so we think we opened the thing, and we should go out and go through.
Okay. As you go out and look at it, the portcullis is slowly clicking down.
I go and run and dive under it.
You make it successfully. Everybody else going to follow?
Let's see. Is this like a portcullis where there's holes in it?
Yeah, it's iron bars.
How big are the holes?
5 inches, 6 inches. They're iron straps that have been bolted together, so it's that kind of a portcullis. If you make it through within a minute, you're fine.
Okay, then if I had time to make it through, I was just gonna say I transform into a mouse and just crawl through the holes.
Okay.
But don't have to do that. Good.
And at that moment, the two creatures
Oh
on
no, Torm gets stuck in the portcullis and smashed.
the creatures on top of the gatehouse come to life and turn to flesh instead of stone. Yes. These two demon statues that were up on the top.
Well, I'm glad I prepared those spells.
Oh,
thing.
the ones that are on top of the port. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the two demon statues.
It's go time.
And I'm sorry, we're going to end up quitting right here because right before the encounter begins, we'll start with the encounter next week.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. I would like to have Torm here to help banish 2 freaking Vrox. I'm sorry. I'm nope.
Does he have banish?
Turning, banishment, whatever.
He will by next week, right?
Yeah, because cleric.
Yeah. So
Well, who knows what he has prepared?
Channel
Anyway.
Infinity, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
I do apologize, but I've got to get laid down again.
No, that's fine.
Kind of crazy, but at least we were able to get together. This is awesome. Thank you so much for being here tonight, and appreciate it. And
Yep, good to have you back.
guys, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week. Okay.
Okay, we'll see you next time.
Sounds good.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
Good night.
Good night.
I'll see you other dudes on Friday.
User
Aye.
disconnected from your channel.
Yep.
Aye. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Disconnected.
Man, fuck those guys. I'm just kidding. I love doing that. That's funny stuff. All right, let me put up the slide.